You're listening to the voice of IWA Flip here on Interfed Radio. Welcome to Living Nightmares After Hours. In studios, Scott Anderson. Commissioner, welcome.
Thank you. Glad to be here. New year, January.
Oh yeah, man, that Ghostbusters theme still has me rolling, brother. I like I said, I hope everyone else enjoyed it as much as we have.
Yeah. I know I enjoyed it.
Oh man. Now, Living Nightmare. Oh man, we got our pay-per-view out of the way. Hopefully everybody had a chance to go and witness poor Boswell getting his head cut off. I'm still
reeling. That was a big shock.
Yeah, I mean that's it definitely brought the goriness of the LNL into perspective, because yeah, like when I told you guys I wasn't expecting the head in the box to actually start with Boswell's head in the box. Like, wait a minute, I thought it was the other way around. I thought you got to chop off your opponent's head and put it in a box. I didn't think we were going to start with Boswell's head there. Yeah. But like I said, it's
again to Dennis for all his work on that.
Oh yeah, Dennis Mooney. Like I said, you are the man, because that write up right there was awesome. And I mean, if you still haven't, like I said, do you archive any of them anywhere, or do we archive the LNL's PDFs anywhere?
I actually don't, which is atrocious. I should be archiving the PDFs, but I don't. I have the hard copies. I'm still in the experiment. I still get paper copies.
Now, I know we have. Yeah. I know we have thrown jabs at the IWA. Like IWA, the PDFs are pretty small. Like, give us a little bit of a history. Like, give us a little bit. Like moving forward. Can you provide at least the last year's PDFs? How big can a PDF be? How big?
Yeah, I don't think they're too bad.
Yeah, that would be cool. Could you imagine being able to look back at the year? That would be cool.
Like, you could look back at even the last 17 or 20 cycles. That'd be fantastic.
Yeah, that would be awesome. Now, speaking of commissioner stuff, I mean this new. For those of you guys that are commissioners out there, I mean, there are a lot of tools that are available to you. I know we've mentioned a few of them on our shows here. One of them being, a match deal. You're in the league and you're commissioning. Hopefully you do enough work to warrant a match deal eventually. But the other one that just came about is the strategy totals. Have you seen that one yet?
Yeah, I think it's awesome. I definitely think that people are going to start using it. It was actually something I know I can't be the only one who has brought it up, but I know in the past I brought it up to the IWA. They would send you the strategy totals, and they would have them all listed, but there could be, say, 10 495s. And I said, hey, by chance, are these in point flow order? And you're like, no, they're just, random order. And I'm like, oh, okay. But they finally did it. So kudos to, I forget, somebody kind of got them on the ball to finally do that. So
yeah, shout out to Melvin Mayhem there in the Wicked Wars League for reaching out, and kudos to the IWA for stepping up, because yeah, those numbers right there are awesome.
Yeah, Yeah, for sure, definitely. Kudos to him, and it's good to have it now. They do look different now. They're sending them to us. Excuse me. Instead of just sending them as like a strat total, like a copy and paste type deal. Now it's like an actual like text. Uh, so it is a little different. It's going to take a little time to read, but now we can see like the tag team totals, the 6-man totals. It's really going to be helpful in terms of particularly one of the hardest things as a commissioner at track were tag team totals, tag team strats. So this eliminates that conundrum, which is awesome. I'm thrilled.
Oh yeah, no, I'm right there with you. I mean, I'll tell you something. With the way I like to do, little, interfed, between different federations, because that's still something that the IWA hasn't gone back to. They don't sign interfed matches. They'll sign interleague,
right,
but they won't sign interfed matches yet.
Right.
So that's something. When we do these, I had mentioned to Commissioner Mayhem, maybe the possibility of like a Guerra de Campeones tag team edition down the line, so just, different little, nicks and knacks that you can add eventually to just liven up the game somehow, but yeah, kudos out there, man. As I said, commissioners do a lot of free work. So for the IWA to give them, more tools to, better their leagues is awesome.
Yeah. One of the things I loved about IWA's announcement is they were commending and complimenting commissioners for and basically saying that they could never be able to do as good of a job as the commissioners do. And they're like, and part of that is how passionate the commissioners are. And I'm like, wait, are you saying IWA employees are not passionate about the IWA? And I'm like, I wouldn't be either if I was, I mean, I would be, right? But like, you can't expect somebody who's doing it for a paycheck to care as much as you do. But I'm like, you're basically saying that the employees don't care as much as the commissioners care.
At least they were honest. They're like, if I could get my employees to be this passionate, we would be, multi-million-dollar, Fortune 500. We would be a Forbes 500.
Yeah. They said it in a more complimentary way, of course. They just basically said that, even if they could pay people to do commission reports, they could never, match the amount of, passion that, the commissioners who do it because they love it have. So I just thought that was I like.
Oh yeah, no, in a conversation I was having with one of the managers, he's all like, "Hey, bro, let's print out some shirts. We'll go to Comic-Con, walk around and promote the IWA." I'm like, okay. I'm like, bro, come on. Like, dude, we can't go to Comic-Con wearing IWA t-shirts. He's like, yeah, we'll put up a stand. I'm like, oh my goodness, you're awesome, bro. I love your intensity. I love your passion, but
I'm going to get some TBABI t-shirts with that sweet logo. That
nice.
I mean, what is it? Government's going to come back in session, I hope, sometime in the next month. We'll start getting our tax refunds. My tax refund. Might waste a little money on some TBABI t-shirts.
Nice. I mean, I did I mean, I'll be honest. I'm guilty of making one for my Mass Mayhem, little logo. I mean, I was definitely guilty of having my little own shirt. So
yeah.
But oh yeah, that's awesome. Like I said, I told him, I go, I got to think about that one, brother. I go, I'd rather do it like at a local show or something like that than at Comic-Con. I mean, if I go to Comic-Con, I'm gonna go flip out, not just go promote. Go promote.
Oh, okay. I thought at first you were worried about making sure you maintained a certain
image. Oh no!
Image. And I'm like,
oh no, I'm a nerd. I'll go on record. I'm a full blown nerd. I'm a full blown nerd.
You will be fine. I guarantee it. It'll be okay.
Oh yeah. Oh, yeah. I was afraid he wanted me to go as a duck or something.
Like, I can go in character, but I can't be the duck. Okay.
Oh man, good times. So now, living Nightmare League, we got our champions, and we're getting close to that to one of these milestones. So I know number 50 is around the corner here.
Yeah, that's a pretty big milestone. Yeah, we were just talking. I'll see about trying to get a little something for 50. I know 50 is not 100, but 50 seems like a pretty good milestone. And I'll see if I can get something for us for 50. Yeah.
Yeah, a little twist up, or like you said, just a little deal, we'll buy in.
Next will be my 30th cycle as commissioner. I started in cycle 19, so
Nice.
Next cycle will be my 30th report. I don't know if that means anything. So.
Yeah, that'll work. By the way, I saw the covers on that last one. That was awesome. Seeing the year in retrospect, just on the covers.
I know. Thank you. Yeah, that took a little longer than I anticipated. Even though, I had a good system going, but you gotta. It's a lot. It's resizing and formatting and making sure it all fits. But yeah, I like the way it turned out. Thank you.
Yeah,
and if
definitely.
you get the paper bulletins, it opens up and you get all 17 on those left-right pages. So
nice, very nice. Like I said, it worked out as a fold-out. It worked out as a fold-out.
Yeah, it's a fold-out, exactly.
Nice.
Yeah. No, that was one of my favorite parts. I liked it too.
Yeah, I haven't received a bulletin in such a long time. I may request one just for the heck of it, and just send me just this one. Here's $1. I'll pay for it. Here you go. I don't mind paying for every a little bulletin here and there. But now, let's see here. I know we've made it a tradition to kind of read off the champions list off the front page. So let me go ahead and do that just to give these champions their. Oh yeah, we got a good bat, and we got a good bat starting off January. Wrestler of the Year, 2018, starts off the year with a bang. Dr. Frankenstein, congratulations, brother.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
From the Battle Royal, right on his tails, the man himself, the one that pushed Dr. Frankenstein to that Wrestler of the Year, Catfish Rob.
Yes, Catfish.
We got and Catfish was our league champion, Nightmare champ, Dr. Frankenstein. Our paranormal champion was Catfish Rob. Amityville champion, Patient Z. New champion, Crystal Lake, Squeaky. Elm Street champion, Dragon Negro. Our Black Lagoon champion, Catfish's biggest monster of the LNL, Foxwoman Santana. Camp Arwalk champion, Michael Myers. Our Transylvania champion, Patient Y. Our Haunted Hill champion, Dragon Verde. Sleepy Hollow champion, Dragon Amarillo. Our Salem's Lot champion, Sinister Bagul. And our Crypt champion, RoboCat. Apocalypse tag team champions, Patient X and Patient Y. These guys starting the year off with a bang. Doomsday TV tag team champions, Michael Myers and Jason Voorhees 13. Last year's tag team champions there, or wrestlers of the year there, tag team of the year, whatever you want to call them. Our Slaughterhouse 6-man, Dragon Amarillo, Negro, and Rojo. And our Nightmare TV champions, X, Y, and Z. Last year's 6-man of the year right there. So it looks like we got a lot of dragons on that front page, man. I was kind of hoping we got over 100, but we were close.
We do have quite a few dragons, I will say.
Oh yeah. Now that one that's still the case there in the LNL. If we get over 100 cards, champions get 10 free matches.
Correct. We had 94, which is awesome. But yeah, we were a few short of the 100. If we have 100 or more, then each singles champion gets 10 free matches. So
nice. Now, let's see here. As I'm scrolling down, the other ones I wanted to mention, because like I said, I want to make sure we give these champions their fair, dues, because, like I said, they're a big part of this league as well. We had our Terror Tag Team champions, Jason Voorhees and Michael Myers. Our Colossal champion, Patient X. our Anarchy champion, Bosco the Clown, and of course our Underworld champion, Dragon Amarillo. So, end of the year, wrapping it up, huh? And starting a new one, all in one.
Yeah. Pretty, I don't know when we want to go over it, but expanded report this time for all that year-end stuff. I do want to mention, it's in the report, but this was the first cycle that the Amityville and the Crypt champion each get $25,000 of, our banked iCash.
Nice.
So, a little bonus for the, the top, Haunted Grounds title, and I shouldn't say bottom, like the highest and lowest, that sounds even worse. So the Amityville and the Crypt, they each get $25,000 in some bonus iCash. So kudos to those two monsters. And since I mentioned it, this was the first cycle for our Haunted Grounds contest, which basically, if a monster or a dragon can win all 10 regional titles by the end of the year, they get a free match deal. So kind of a cool little contest. I'll be keeping track of it, and you'll see it in the bulletin. But, so off to a good start for the 10 regional champions this cycle.
Yeah, oh yeah, that's awesome. I mean, those dragons they're definitely in that hunt, man, because those guys have always wrapped themselves around gold. I will say that. For
sure. And I don't know about anybody else, but if, say, like, if I'm Foxwoman Santana, I'm not going to challenge for the Black Lagoon title again because I already won it. I'm going to try and win the other 9, right?
Right, oh yeah.
So, that's just how I would play it. So I could try and win that contest. But, everybody do what you want to do.
Do what you want to do. Yeah, no, I mean that's definitely the way I'm going to tailor it. I mean, there's no point in hunting down titles that I already won, because I mean, especially for that reward, it'll be fun. It'll be good for a good year. And while we're on that topic there, what, Scott, like, I was talking with a coworker, and he's like, how many of these shows are you doing? And I'm like, I do a couple of shows. He's like, people listen? I'm like, yeah, people listen. And I was like, but most of the people are the people in our leagues. I go, so this is a challenge. I mean, I know who's listening. I know Catfish is listening. I know Dennis is listening. I know that other managers that I may not know by name are there as well, but I know they're listening, and this is a challenge. These are the kind of challenges that make leagues fun, because, hey, you know what, Dennis? I know he got his champions already on that list. Hey, come after my other ones, or come after, like you said, come after the other 9 that you're missing now, and and then let's see what kind of interactions we can have moving forward with it, because that's fun.
Yeah, no doubt. Sure.
But now, I mean, I said I'm going to be a blabbermouth, and I'm gonna go ahead and start some of this blabbing, because a lot's gone on these last couple of weeks, the last couple cycles, and like I said, I mean, I'm looking for different trash talkers. I've been, that's what I've tailored my new play style, and I go out and I'm looking for different managers to, the way I say it, to work with.
Right.
And the work that's coming out of the LNL, I mean, I'm having so much fun, brother. I mean, just, the opportunity to work with Catfish now, the opportunity to work with Dennis, with yourself, it's what I like about the IWA, being able to reach out to managers and work angles. And I mean, obviously my angle here with RoboCat is a little bit, unorthodox, but I mean, the first cycle with him just, ripping himself apart and just, tearing off one of his arms, pretty much, revealing to the world that, deep down inside, he's just, a cat, a pussy.
Right.
And he doesn't feel that, that courageous, like someone like Catfish Rob. So that's the angle he's working. And in the next cycle, I get to introduce Squeaky, who's his lab rat assistant, who's just to give you guys a little bit of a history about RoboCat. I mean, he's this quote unquote mastermind, this mad scientist, but he's a cat. We're in the Living Nightmare League. We had to mix it up a little bit. So you can do that kind of stuff, yeah. So he's tampered and he's manipulated with the rat, and he put some growth hormones, and in his own way made his own monster, but it didn't work out in his it didn't work out quite as well as he wanted to, because Squeaky goes through his random growth spurts. So from 1 second to the next, he's this little cute mouse, and then next thing you know, he's just this big old ugly 7-foot rat. So, oh man, but the IWA does with the way I trash talk, I definitely try and get as much of it as I can, but there's always that off cycle. And this was my off cycle. So I literally just threw a picture together because I don't think I had shown RoboCat yet.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, so this was the first cycle, and I thought, what, it's enough of a reveal just to show him, so I thought that would kind of, carry him to the next cycle when I had more time to write. I'm just being honest. So I'm like, okay, we're going to do that, show small Squeaky on top of his head and just be like, okay, let's push forward to the next one, because we're there to help Catfish Rob is the rest of the angle, because he's a coward and he needs someone brave like Catfish to help him, overcome this cowardness of that he's born with. So So
Catfish is the man for that job.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like I said, I've reached out to Catfish, so we got some stuff in the mix coming up, but aside from him, I started working, with Morbius.
Yeah.
And I mean, this, like I told you, I mean, I don't know who this character is. I'm not even going to pretend like I know the real Morbius or know the character. Mm-hmm. I just found a cool looking, vampire that I thought would work for what I was doing. And I'm cutting and pasting it. So those of you guys that are Morbius fans, I do apologize, because I'm, obviously I'm not I'm not using his character per se, like the way, somebody, I mean, somebody would use a regular superhero character the way, just took character, I think we talked about that with the Jason and the Michael characters there, because I think you mentioned that they're pretty much they're the characters themselves. It's that is Jason, that is Michael. And I honestly, when I see those two, individuals, that's exactly what I envision, But
right. They're not kind of an interpretation. They are the quote unquote like genuine article, right?
I like there you go. That's a well said. Yeah. So and
Frankenstein isn't really Dr. Frankenstein. He took on that name as kind of an homage, right? And I think Morbius is a different aspect, but kind of that same idea where you're taking some base character, right, or some image, and you're kind of making it your own. I've enjoyed it.
Oh yeah, no, I'm having fun with it. Like I said, I definitely this cycle. Those of you guys that saw it, looks like Morbius had his first encounter with one of Catfish Rob's new teammates with Wolfman Joe. Wolfman Joe. Oh, poor Wolfman got the. He looked like he got laid out or he got bitten, and then we're left with a little cliffhanger as to whether he's still alive. So, which I'm sure he is, because those werewolves there's something else. There's something else.
Right. Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, but he's going to see a doctor. So.
Uh-oh.
I don't know.
Oh, those doctors.
I don't know.
But he's definitely not going to see a doctor to bring him back to help out Wolfman Joe. No. He's definitely not going to. Now, obviously, those of you guys that got a chance to see the pay-per-view, the Dragons had an amazing pay-per-view cycle. Amazing. I mean, one of those cycles that just, brings down the house. I mean, but we did mention they haven't turned a leaf yet. They still want to take down this league. They still want to take down.
And they do right. Like they took down Boswell, right? But they didn't really change who they are. And here, this cycle, they seem like maybe they're going to get really, really dark. They say they're going to be conduits for the Prince of Darkness. And then Dragon Negro says that they're going to be Lucifer's luchadors. And I'm like, this could be not good for everyone else.
You're like, I want Boswell back. Where Morpheus is still looking for his meeting. He's still looking for his... Oh man.
Yeah. So it'll be interesting to see where that goes. It's a good way to keep them fresh, I think. So I'll be interested to see where that heads.
Oh yeah. Now, while I have you on air, I gotta get your reaction on air.
On what?
On Catfish Rob, who said that he was teaming with Dr. Frankenstein, and Dr. Frankenstein left him high and dry.
Oh.
He's all like, I thought we were teammates, but and you left me out there to dry, or hey, because obviously those of you guys that read last cycle, Catfish Rob got the short end of the stick at the pay-per-view. I mean, his characters, they had a rough cycle. Let's just say it like it is. You have your on cycles and your off cycles.
To be fair, though, the Doctor and his patients went 0-3 at the pay-per-view also.
Oh yeah, I'm not gonna tell you those dragons
of leaving me high and dry.
I like it. There you go. Dun, dun, dun. Catfish. There it is for the record. Hey, next time, you can't wait for the fox woman to turn into a werefox and do all the damage.
Yeah. No. Yeah. Just unfortunately, I think we both went 0-3. So
you're like, don't look to me. Look at those stupid dragons. The dragons are to blame. Blame the dragons, I tell you.
We're getting our butts kicked. Why didn't you help? I'm getting my butt kicked.
They're like, help? Who's gonna help my ass? Who's gonna help my ass? Oh man.
My face hit. I
can't. Now. We got another picture, and a thing I love about seeing it in the PDFs as opposed to if you're still getting the bulletins, I don't want to take anything away with getting the bulletins, but getting a chance to see his work in color is freaking awesome.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah,
and poor Seal Face. I want to call him Seal Face because. It looks like whiskers, but I think he's just bleeding out. He just.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's Dragon Verde. Yeah. I'm gonna try really hard to pronounce their names closer to how they're supposed to be. But I think he is.
Well. If you're gonna go that route, then you got to change the A to an E, like EH sound. Verde. Like
Verde.
Not A, not day.
On which part?
On the end part. Verde.
Oh, okay.
But Spanish lessons. Okay, Spanish. Yeah, Spanish 101 here. Spanish 101. You get it all here in LNL. You get it all in there. Let's see here. Yeah, no, it'd be. Yeah, just seeing the mask ripped off of poor Dragon Verde right there. Poor guy. Ugly looking guy.
It's Dragon Rojo.
Oh, you're right.
I
Yep.
thought he was green. I thought it was.
I was looking at the same thing before I looked up. I was like, no. You know what? I thought maybe he was saying the message to Rojo, and this was Verde. But no, yeah, it is Rojo. I still like the way Catfish Rob says it better. Dragon Rojo. I want Dragon Rojo. Like, oh yeah. I definitely like his version of it. I like his version of it better. I'm going with Dragon Rojo the rest of the way. I'm going.
That's it. That's how we say it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but definitely the color adds something.
Oh yeah. Now, Sinister Bagul.
Yes.
I mean, this guy here. I mean,
he took it up a notch this cycle.
now him and Jason. I mean, is still the same Bruin rivalry, right? They've been going at it now for quite some time.
Yeah. Well, I said on our last show that I would love to see it continue. So if it is, that would be fantastic. I would be pretty happy.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And Jason too. Jason attacks Sinister Bagul in his trash talk, and sends the Pale Man off with a positive send off, which kind of tug at my heartstrings just a little bit. But Sinister Bagul, yeah, he comes out and he wraps a cord around him. He hits him with a machete, right? Pickaxe. Pickaxe. And then he electrocutes him. I mean, he's not messing around.
Oh man, yeah, that's. I mean, we say it, and we say it over and over. I mean, the goriness that you can get away with here in the Living Nightmare is. Oh yeah, I mean it's bar none. It's and if you think you're ready for it, come on over, because I thought I was, and then next thing you know, I'm like, whoa, whoa, like maybe I shouldn't have brought this freaking pussy in. Maybe I should have gone with something a little crazier, because wow. Yeah, these guys can get down. I mean, I kid you not. Some of the stuff that when I'm reading it, it's pickaxes and yeah. I can't wait till I actually get deep into this one, because I seen Catfish Rob motivating himself and
Yep. Being a good hero. Talking about how both he and Wolfman Joe and Foxwoman Santana talking, kind of letting the dragons know that they're not going away, that the time for the dragons' comeuppance is upon them. So, I would love to see a 6-man match. I think that would be cool.
A 6-man match between the dragons and
Catfish and crew, Catfish and Foxwoman and Wolfman.
Oh yeah, that one would be awesome.
Like a Falls Count Anywhere or street fight, whatever. I think that'd be a cool match. Dead by Dawn. Just throwing it out there.
Oh yeah. Now is there a way? I know there's. I mean, is there a way to add a fourth?
Not in Bulletin.
Not in Bulletin, right? But we can, because we can add all 4 dragons, and we'll throw in, Catfish or RoboCat to that mix.
Well, and what we can do, what I've seen other leagues do, is they just go based on like strategy total, right? Like, they just add all 4 strategies up, and winning team wins.
Yeah. I mean, we can definitely, like I said, that's something to think about. Because
it could be a Survivor Series match. That would be awesome.
Oh, that would be super cool.
I want that to happen. I want there to be Catfish, Foxwoman, Wolfman Joe, and maybe the protege RoboCat.
Yeah.
Against the Dragons in like a Survivor Series style match.
Oh man, that would be awesome. That would be awesome. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm salivating already.
Oh, let's do it. I'm sign me up. We got to get the other party's signatures still, but
the other party, yeah. The other party sign on the dotted line. I think that'd be awesome. And then what we could do is the eliminations could occur based on like strategy total, like lowest strategies.
Yes. Oh yeah.
One in, so if it ends up being 4-on-1 and then the one has the highest strategy, they win, right?
Oh yeah. Now the dragons there. I mean, obviously they they want to get rid of all the monsters. Period.
Right.
And it looks like it looks like Morbius maybe doesn't want to get rid of the monsters, but he definitely wants to stop the monsters from killing.
Yeah, he seems very set on not wanting to kill people and not wanting people to get killed.
Yeah, I mean that's pretty much been his stand these last couple of cycles. Now, where does that put the infamous Dr. Frankenstein? I mean, Dr. Frankenstein has, I know he had sided himself with the monsters and Catfish and his crew.
Right.
I mean, did he? I know he was going after. Was it? It wasn't Razor that he wanted to.
Well, it just kind of. To pull it all together, it was Dr. Frankenstein and his patients kind of had a truce of sorts, which, to the best of my knowledge, is still ongoing, with Catfish Rob and crew to face the dragons, right, against Boswell. So now it looks like Dr. Frankenstein is sort of refocusing, and he had been kind of trash talking about Ackerman Razar and Drake Maverick, who were, unfortunately, I think actually the manager must have changed their name because they are no longer in the like standings, even in So that's okay. I'll go in another direction because what Dr. Frankenstein was handed a file that had Morbius's name on the outside, and now this time, Patient X walks up and hands the doctor some papers, and he says, "I believe it's time we have a talk with this Morbius."
Aha! Now I saw in the comic book. I saw it must have been one of Dr. Frankenstein's assistant because it looks like when she had a close eye on him when he was getting into his brawl with Wolfman Joe, and then shortly after that, he gets whiffed away by her, and Morbius is pretty gullible, so he was just kind of like, okay, and a hot blonde girl telling me let's go, so let's go.
Wherever she tells me.
Oh yeah.
So at this point, we don't really know what Dr. Frankenstein's intentions with Morbius are. He hasn't really clued us into that. We only really know that he is interested. So we only really have this information that he is interested in Morbius. So, kind of where that's going.
Oh yeah. Now on the other side, we have Catfish Rob, who has already brought more members to his gang. You got Wolfman Joe, who we already seen helped him bring home some gold already, and now it seems like RoboCat is gonna join his crew, him and Squeaky, and I mean they're taking a different route because they're looking for courage. They're more like that. They're taking the route of looking for a mentor, looking for somebody to help them overcome their their former ways, and to use this technology, to use his use whatever knowledge that good old little RoboCat can possess and can bring out. So I'm curious as to how Catfish uses this. I mean, he's a cyborg now. I mean, I saw him. He doesn't even look like he has much of a cat left.
Right.
But I'm curious to see how he uses all these weapons that he, including Squeaky. Including Squeaky.
Yeah. He definitely seems like a new feline.
Oh yeah. Now we had the Catfish Awards. We had the Living Nightmare Awards.
Right. It sounds like I'm sorry to interject, it sounds like we might be moving out of the trash talk. And I think we've saved what may be my favorite trash talk, no disrespect, for last. Because the Krampus came back and attacked Michael Myers.
Oh, nice.
That's what we said. He was busy. It was Christmas time. So now that Christmas is over, now he's going to take out Michael Myers. And I love it. He had my favorite line. Despite the verbal diarrhea Fritz the Owl has been spewing about me being a coward, he goes on to say, like, he doesn't know much, but the verbal diarrhea of Fritz the Owl had me chuckling. And the Krampus challenges Michael Myers to a match at the pay-per-view where they have to have one hand tied behind their back.
Nice! Hell yeah! Hell yeah!
So, I was like, yes, Krampus. Krampus came and gave him the what for.
I love it.
Michael and Jason are two of my favorite characters. They consistently bring it, cycle in, cycle out. So I am thrilled that we're going to get a Krampus versus Michael Myers.
Oh, yeah, that thing's awesome. You're like the verbal diarrhea. Poor Fritz the Owl. He's getting it everywhere, man.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Oh, Fritz. The loud mouth of Catfish Rob's loud mouth of the South Award. Fritz the Owl.
If you haven't listened to Catfish Rob's LNL Awards, I highly encourage them. There is some adult content, but it made me laugh out loud hard several times. It is a funny, good show to listen to.
Oh, yeah. Shout out Catfish Rob. Shout out to all the guys that help us bring that show together. Like I said, Catfish, you know you're in our thoughts. You know you're in our hearts, brother. Like I said, so we'll keep bringing you on. Well, and by the way, we are going to have him on as a special guest eventually on this Living Nightmare show.
I would love it. That'd be great.
Yeah, because we haven't been able to find the exact time. Like I said, I got a new schedule at work. I'll just put it out there. So I've been adjusting, but we'll eventually find some time and we'll bring him on. Even Dennis, I want to get Dennis Mooney. Dennis, if you're listening, I know I had you on very, very early on when I was starting these Tubecasts or podcast or YouTube channels or whatever the hell you want to call these things, So let's get you back on, man. Especially now that we got the Living Nightmare After Hours rolling. Let's get you on. I want to, definitely keep promoting what you got going on there because, like I said, certain managers, make this game happen. You were definitely one of them, brother, and I want to keep you as involved as possible.
Seconded. I love it.
Oh, yeah. Now, I know we were moving out of the trash talk. Are we going to cover any of the awards, or do you want to leave it to the managers to go peek? What are your thoughts on
well,
I know we've put it off on this show for a while. I know we've kind of.
Well, I mean, we could run through them real quick if you want. Wrestler of the Year was Dr. Frankenstein. Tag Team of the Year, Patience Y and Z. And 6 Man of the Year, Patience X, Y, and Z. And those were just based on point totals. So the point totals for the year are what decided those. The other ones, keeping in 100 were chosen by me. They're just ones that I thought were, indicative of the year in, overall in, what's the word I'm looking for? Encompassing the year, feud of the year, Boswell and the Dragons against Catfish Rob, Fox Woman Santana, Jason Voorhees. Trash Talker of the Year was Jason Voorhees. Newcomer of the Year, Sinister Bagul. And Moment of the Year, as we mentioned at the top of the show, Reverend Boswell gets decapitated.
Nice.
Moment of the Year. So
now, early on, you had mentioned, Scott, that we had some kind of, or not some kind of, but we had some new rewards for some of the regional champions in terms of the Wrestler of the Year standings or the points. Did anything change, or is it pretty much rolling over and just resetting?
Yeah, the way to get points, all that's the same. It's just resetting.
Perfect.
So, yeah, so we'll start over. Point system is the same. And actually, to that point, I believe it's on the very next page after the awards, 2 pages later, is the all-time LNL points. Let me give a huge shout out to David for his help. I thought that David had been there from the beginning, so I reached out to him. I'm like, hey, I know this is a big ask. I don't suppose that you have those bulletins, back from before I joined the league. And he did, and he shared them with me, which I thought was super cool. So he took time out to do that. So again, very much appreciated. Thank you to David. But what that allowed me to do was to have an all-time LNL points standings. So these
awesome.
From Cycle 1 on, and I have the league champions from Cycle 1 on. So I just thought that was kind of cool. I like seeing that kind of stuff, so I hope somebody else likes seeing that kind of stuff. So it includes all the managers that were there from the beginning to now. So that was kind of fun. It was a lot of work to put it together, but it was fun. I enjoyed it.
Now, I definitely got a kick out of seeing all the all-time stuff. Yeah, that it makes Frankenstein's his stay a little more interesting, because now we got to go after him even more. It's like if before we were going after him, now it's going to be like, all right, Frankenstein, we're coming after you. We're coming.
Then the other things that I is in this one is the title history. So I thought that would be kind of, we've been around, I've been around long enough now. I thought it was, maybe time to include a yearly history or like a title history for the commissioner titles. So just, throwing that out there, who won when, who they beat, and at what show. Hopefully that was...
Yeah, that one was nice too. And like you said, because the titles that you have here don't move around as much.
Right.
I mean, because they're, at pay-per-view, so it just makes it even more... It reminds me of like, all right, cool, you can go back to WrestleMania 3 and you can see who, how that one, exchanged right there, so it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Very, very cool. Now, we have a contest coming. Let's not forget the contest that's coming. What's the...
Oh, I assume that you're referring to the Dead by Dawn contest.
Yes, sir.
All right. Dead by Dawn, 2 monsters for $1. The monsters will compete in a cemetery with a plentiful amount of open graves ready to be filled. So the object is simple, but the task is difficult. Man, whoever wrote this, good writing. To be the last monster standing while everyone else is buried. So the winner of the match will be the next challenger for the Underworld title at the following pay-per-view. So not only do you get the title match, not only do you get the bragging rights, you get all the entry fees and LNL credit. So the more monsters that enter, bigger the credit prize will be. So I encourage you to enter. Deadline isn't for another 2 months. It's not until March 19th. So you've got some time, but I'll be entering all 4 of my monsters. I know that. I think I hope it's fun for everybody. I think it'll be cool. I think it'll be a really fun write-up. I'm looking forward to doing it.
Dude, you right now that you said you're entering your 4 monsters, I was like, wait a minute, dude, there's only 2 monsters per this league. Like, that's what happens sometimes, brother. I just get my IWA leagues mixed up and everything. I'm like, oh, that's right, I got to enter the other 2 then. I got to enter the other 2.
Yeah.
Yeah. So far, I just put in RoboCat and Squeaky, but yeah, I gotta make sure Morbius and his still be mentioned tag team partner and his still to be mentioned tag team.
Something I'm going to work on is, as much as I love the IWA, they don't always send me or send other commissioners all the people that enter stuff. Like in the UNL, we have, the deadline. We had the deadline for a contest, and I didn't get signups that people paid for from 2 or 3 managers. And they're like, hey, I paid. And I'm like, okay, let me confirm with the IWA. And they're like, oh, sorry. I'm like, guys, you got to send me that stuff.
I kid you not. Since one of, I forgot when we had that conversation, but I mean, I started sending one email per everything. I mean, it just became my habit now. You know, I'm like, okay. So I literally sent up an email and said, please sign me up for the hunt. And then I thought about it. I'm like, dude, this is $1. Like I was like, oh, you know what? I just started putting I owe you $1. I owe you $1. I'll pay you with my Jade matches in the 3 emails from now. In 3 emails from now.
Right, but to your point, it is only $1, but it's more about making sure it gets recorded.
Yes.
It's like
yes.
I don't have any entries from the IWA for the Dead by Dawn contest.
Yeah, because
if anybody paid, I haven't gotten a confirmation on that. So I will start putting in the bulletin, like, these are the entries that I've gotten. So if you enter and you don't see your name there, you know, email the IWA, say, hey, you know, the commissioner didn't get my entry. Can you please make sure he gets it? You know, or message me if you want. That's fine too, and I'll check. But just to throw that out there, you know, the IWA does a lot, and they do their best, I know, but they have a history of not being 100% accurate with sending the contest submissions. So it's important that, you know, we don't want to miss anybody.
Oh, most definitely, yeah. No, I mean, like I said, and like I said, we have mentioned these contests. You know, they're, you know, different way to, you know, get involved. You know, and especially in a league driven with by trash talk like the Living Nightmare League is. I mean, you know, we're definitely, like Catfish said, we're definitely looking for some more trash talkers. If you want to make a cameo, you know, we'd love to have you there for a couple cycles, even if it's just to come in and out. Like I said, even though we want everybody to, you know, stick around and play the entire year, we understand that, you know, everybody's play style is a little bit different. But
right, if you want to come in, build an angle, and get killed off, that's fine with me.
Yeah, come on over, get yourself slashed and gashed, and then you can hit, you know, then you can hit the road. Then you can hit the road.
You want to build up Jason and, you know, have him kill off the character? Come in for a few cycles, Jason kill off the character. That will work.
Yeah, it's always a good little. You're like, I think we went over one another right there. No, I was just saying. I go, yeah, no, it's always fun to, you know, to come into a league, especially, you know, one that's character driven. You know, like I said, and I can vouch for the managers there. We're all definitely trash talk oriented managers, and again, if you're looking for a good place to run an angle, you know, come on over. Come on over.
Yeah, for sure. Speaking of Dead by Dawn, though, obviously there's more than just the awesome contest happening. I did announce this cycle how we're going to decide who will challenge for the Terror Tag Team titles. So over the next 3 cycles, 4 contenders will go against each other. We'll wrestle each team each cycle, and then the team that does the best after those 3 cycles will be the challenger to Michael Myers and Jason Voorhees. Those tag teams are Dragon Negro and Dragon Verde. I keep wanting to say day, and it's A.
Yeah, like EH, like
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll come. Just that silly rolling of the tongue.
I'll practice off air, and then we'll come back. And I'll be a master. So, in addition to the Dragon, we've got Catfish Rob and Fox Woman Santana, Robopat and Squeaky, and Torgo and the Master.
Nice.
So those 4 teams will all have a chance to become the number 1 contender, and we'll see what happens there.
Now I gotta ask: are you gonna sign, or are you using the new commissioner tools?
No, I will be signing these matches. They will play. Okay. So yeah, I'm gonna play these matches. So yeah, managers don't have to do anything. Obviously, it'd be nice if you want to throw a line in your trash talk about it. That'd be cool. But managers don't have to do anything. I'll play these matches.
Nice.
So, in addition to that, thank you for asking. That's a good question. In addition to that, we have the Anarchy title, which would be a fatal 4-way. The first wrestler to qualify to challenge for the Anarchy title, Catfish Rob, won the Battle Royal. So he will challenge Bosco along with 2 other contenders for the Anarchy title.
Nice. Now, obviously, Dead by Dawn. Like I said, we still got a couple cycles to go.
Oh, for sure.
I mean, so this is I guess the cycles, to start. I don't want to say making the challenge happen, but you definitely got to try and spark something these next couple of cycles.
Right. Agreed. Yeah. You don't have to challenge yet, but now is the time to start thinking, okay, this is the wrestler I'm going to focus on, right? Or these are the wrestlers I'm going to focus on
right.
Heading into yeah, for sure.
Now, obviously, the dragons are a big, there's 4 dragons. I mean, so yeah, I get it. Everybody wants to go after the dragons, but I think the dragons are enough of a what do you call it, threat that we may have to split the dragons amongst us. Coming after you, dragons.
Yeah. So then the co-main event to the contest, I would say, is the Underworld title match, which will feature the champion, which will either be Dragon Amarillo or did I get close?
Yeah.
Okay, good. It'll either be the current champion or if Sinister Bagul cashes in and wins, he could be champion. He didn't cash in this cycle, but you never know. Could happen any time. So one of those.
And for those new listeners, just in case you missed it, Senator Bagul did win our Head in the Box. So it's kind of, if you want to think of it, it's kind of like a briefcase.
Yeah.
So he can cash, but Money in the Bank briefcase is what I was trying to say. So he can cash it in at any time for a title shot. So just another one of those commissioner tools.
Yeah. So yeah, right, exactly. So other places have Money in the Bank. LNL has Head in a Box. So it works. But the challenger will be the winner of the Monsters Ball, which began this cycle with the top 20 singles point totals in 2018. So the wrestlers that you see ranked 1 to 20 entered this cycle. 5 of them got eliminated. The lowest 5 strategy totals, as long as everyone is inactive wrestlers get eliminated first. Other than that, the lowest strategy totals get eliminated. And we'll eliminate 5 each cycle until we get to the final 5, and then those 5, the winner will be the person with the highest strategy total. That person will challenge for the Underworld title.
Nice.
Like stay out of the bottom, stay out of the bottom, stay out of the bottom, win.
Yeah, that's nice. I mean, you talk about the prestige that some of these commissioner titles build, and just the obstacles that you have to climb just to get a shot, the obstacles that you have to go through to win it. That just makes that prestige level just keep rising.
I mean, I try and make it, I want it to be, right, you want it to be a challenge. Because that's what makes the title matter.
Oh, yeah, no, definitely. I mean, and I think the other thing, like what you say, we have to, obviously you don't want to force people to trash talk, but, you see the work that's being done. Throw in a line, mention it because, again, that's what keeps the angles moving. It's what helps the commissioners out with the work that they do. So,
sure.
you can,
especially in leagues like we play, right? If you don't have manager interaction, it's you're dead on the table.
Yep. Oh man. Now, did we get everything into this show?
I'm pretty sure we covered it all. The only other thing that I would mention, I guess after I just say we covered it all, is that the 5th Commissioner's Challenge, the first round matches will take place next cycle. The winner of the 8 Monster Challenge wins 25 free LNL matches. Cool little payday there. So it's getting harder and harder to get into the Commissioner's Challenge tournaments. So this time, the lowest points to get in was 32, and then the 9th and 10th place had 31. Well, it was pretty close. I guess the points don't mean much unless you know how you get points. You get points for Nightmare and Paranormal. You get points for regional, and you get points for trash talk. But it is getting harder and harder to get into that top 8 as we have more and more active managers and active wrestlers. So.
Yeah, but that's a good thing. Like I said, I love the Dragons. The Dragons are the focus of the Living Nightmare League. Them, Jason and Michael there. Of course, can't shy away, can't look away from the Krampus and Torgal there as well, who's the hardcore champion that keeps bringing it home to the Living Nightmare League. So a lot of interesting characters, man. So yeah, a lot of fun. It's going to be interesting how it builds moving into the summer here.
I would agree. I guess I feel like I should clarify. The 32 points, you get 3 points for a regional and 5 points for trash talk. So you could win, 5 regionals, and that's only 15 points, right? So the lowest, the number 8 had 32, right? So you have to trash talk in order to get into the challenge tournament. You're just not going to get in otherwise. There's no way.
Oh no, and that's I think that's beautiful. I think we had talked about it with the RWL. Recently we went on with the LSL. That's just some of those tools, Scott, that I think commissioners who want to run trash talk leagues, who want to run leagues that are trash talk oriented, they have to do. Because if you're making that a part of the Wrestler of the Year, if you're making that a part of your your challenges, and that just, I don't want to say it puts a knife to the back of the managers to have to do it, but managers that want to play that play style are going to navigate to your leagues because of that.
Right. Yeah. Well, and I've mentioned it before, but it bears repeating. You want to acknowledge the work that managers who trash talk put in. If a manager doesn't want to trash talk, that's their decision. That's fine. Certainly, I still would welcome you to join the league. But the managers that trash talk are going to be the managers that you see featured. I don't know how it could be any other way.
No, I think that's the best way to say it right there, guys. Oh man, so Scott, I'm going to go ahead and sign us off here on Living Nightmare After Hour. You've been listening again to myself, IWA Flip, and the commissioner, Scott Anderson. We'll see you guys next time. Take care.